Hey, you made it to episode 8 of Talk Troopers. Feel free to stop over at talktroopers.com if you'd like to leave us a message that we can either play on a podcast or just answer another way. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But other than that, enjoy the show.
Yeah, I was. I was. You know what? I'm kicking myself over is I did not like the Dragon Zords from the Power Rangers reboot. Even though I didn't hate that movie, I agree with you've said before. You're like, yeah, it'd be nice if the Power Rangers were actually in the movie, and I do agree. They, what the heck? Why did they wait till the last second? But one thing I'm really regretting now is when they were closing out the Power Ranger toys, they were just giving that stuff away. But the main body, the T-Rex, Jason's Zord was gone, and so was like one of the arms or something, and I was kicking myself. I'm like, it would have actually been pretty cool if I would have gobbled up all the parts to make that Zord, because that was a big Zord when you made it. And I've never seen all the parts since then.
It bugs me. Why buy 2 of the parts and leave the rest? Because now I want to buy them all, but I can't because your ass bought just one.
Yeah, I think that actually kind of, I actually wonder if that kind of hurt their sales, because at no point did I ever see all 5 parts there. What's playing on my TV? You know, I just realized right now my TV's playing.
I can't hear it.
No, I have it on mute. I was watching TV till you got online. Well, for 3 seconds. I was eating it first, but it yeah, that was a quick shift. Power Rangers to what's on my TV. I was telling Angie about the I'll kick a kid, but I don't think she found the humor.
Hey, it was a spur of the moment thing that was funny, and I thought it was hilarious. You just went Nova, holy cow.
Yeah, that's my $14 Walmart circle ring for the camera.
Wow.
I can adjust the
You
lighting.
should probably move away from that explosion.
Trying to get a tan. This is how you pretend like you're watching something cool on TV. You just flick between the things.
Oh, movie magic, folks. Peek behind the curtain.
Oh, I can't believe that happened.
And now he's blind.
It's like having a rectal burn. What?
Rectal bird.
I don't
Rectum.
know. Damn near killed him.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get a better setup here. My basement is getting cleaner. All I think about when I clean it is I gotta get Mario Kart going. I still haven't driven it. It's all charged up, ready to go.
I had an epic run yesterday. It was fun.
You suck. I want to get that thing going so bad. I watched Xavier Woods. He's one of the New Day wrestlers from the tag team New Day from WWE. And he has the YouTube channel Up, Up, Down, Down, where he, basically it's a video game channel, but he was racing it around the WWE ring. And then he did it in the ring with the carts and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And but I was watching it, and like he's pretty into. It's funny, AJ Styles once, he's very competitive, and I watched him play a game against somebody. He's just getting pissed. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I put up my little nothing kart track, and then I watch some of these people online. I'm like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, you want a
Taj
football
Mahal.
field? Yeah.
Oh, I just threw this together. What?
Yeah, I'm kind of. It's that was another. So I'm on Twitter all the time because I'm putting these pictures up and stuff, and then looking at them, going, "Why did no one like me?" And I saw someone made a comment about it was a game developer, works for Stadia too, which kind of pisses me off. He's not a developer for Stadia. I think he just works for Stadia. But one of his complaints is that he believes that streamers should pay the developers some money. And part of me can see it, but the other part of me is like, no. Your game's only popular because these streamers are streaming this game. So I'm kind of torn on that. I don't even know how I jumped to that, but I'm torn on it.
I don't guess the sales numbers would, because Mario Maker is very popular online, but is it a high seller? I don't know.
Well, would Mario Maker... Well, Mario Maker, that's a bad one, but for example, This Is Us. It's like one of the most streamed games right now. It was made 2 years ago. The graphics are just basic graphics, nothing fancy, but it's a fun mystery type murder game. And it is just crazy popular right now, just insane. Like, I think it is the most streamed game right now. That guy should be making his money off the sales of the game. I mean, that game, if it wasn't for the fact that people are streaming that game would not be as popular. I have a copy of it. I would not have it if it wasn't for Kendall telling me to look at it, and I started looking at it, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to play that game, so I got the game.
I never heard of it.
I didn't either until my 17-year-old daughter told me about it, because I'm old.
Well, now you told me, and I'm younger than you, so there you go.
Yeah, you're still old, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're an old fart.
Yep, I see it every day when I walk through a store. I'm like, it was so much better back then. Because I'm not wrong. It was better back then.
Yeah, I still like going to Target, though.
Target's like the last bastion that I have.
I know, I do like that place. Well, I mean, I like my locals, too, like Game Trade and stuff like that, but if I leave the house, I don't even like going to the mall anymore. You never went to Mojo's when you're up here. There's a Mojo's up here that sells old games. Some of my games are from them too, and I do like Mojo's. And they were right next door to the comic book store I go to, which is right by Target. It was just a great little circle of stuff. If you wanted to pretend like you were in an arcade, you could go to the Get a Laundromat that had quarter machines there. But it actually had a pretty good selection of arcade games in there. But now they're in the mall. They got a killer deal. I was talking to one of the workers, and they're like, maybe his owner, I don't know. But they were given a really good deal to move into the mall, because the mall's dead. They're just trying to get people in there. And they've been just busier than crap. It's
good for them.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic for them. I'm glad for them, because I want them to be busy. I want them to stick around. In fact, if I ever get you up here, that's one of the places I want to take you, because they got action figures there too, like Turtles, Dick Tracy. I mean, I'm sure you have.
Stop! I don't need to hear this.
I mean,
I'm in the car.
I'm sure they have all the Dick Tracy stuff you have, but it's still fun to look at.
I'm missing. I did some inventory. I'm missing quite a few.
Really?
I've only got 4 on the card.
Oh, on the card. Oh, if you're looking at well, then we gotta get you the free toys.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we gotta do that sooner than later too, because it's getting worse and worse. My mom was in town Monday, I think it might have been. It was like 7 in the morning or something. We saw they were going to get like 2.5 inches of snow, nothing big. And so I told her, because she lives 3.5 hours away, not even. And I'm like, well, you might want to, you're going to want to probably head out at a certain time because it's going to snow. Thank God she did. They got 8 inches of snow.
Oh, God.
I'm like, crap, I don't want to see 8 inches of total throughout the whole winter.
I don't want to see 2.
Yeah, I don't want to see any, actually. I know that's not going to happen because, I live in the frozen tundra. Of course, technically there wasn't really any snow during that game. The ground was just frozen. And you guys got more snow than we did last year.
Yeah, that's turnabout though. The year before you had a lot more than we did.
It goes back and forth, yeah. Sucked for me either way. Last year I had to shovel both Milwaukee and Green Bay, so I was screwed either way. I did get lucky though. It really only snowed mainly when I was in Milwaukee, so I didn't have to make any special trips.
It didn't snow like when we got it, but it wasn't like every day. Like there are some years where you wake up and every day is 2 inches. Just enough to clean off.
I remember one year I still lived down there, and it was towards the end of the season too. Like you're kind of getting excited. You're like, all right, it's gonna stop soon, and every day it just snowed enough where you had to shovel it. And I remember I want to say it was like 3 weeks into this, just not stopping, but every day, and I'm sure it wasn't 3 weeks, but I remember there was one day that I actually got really mad and just threw my shovel and went, that's it, I don't give a crap, ticket me, I don't care. In fact, when we moved to Green Bay, one of the things we looked for was a house that had no sidewalks. It was great. Yeah, now instead we got a vindictive plow driver.
Those March snowfalls, you're like, it's gonna melt in 3 weeks anyway.
Yeah. The worst is when it starts snowing though in the beginning. You're like, wait till noon, it's still warm enough, the ground's not frozen, and you do that after a while, and then next thing you know, it's like 2 feet of snow, and you're like, oh, son of a bitch. And you don't have your shovels out, snowblower hasn't been started yet. Our snowblower don't even work. I had to do everything by hand last year. That sucked.
I don't like using a snowblower.
Really? I love my snowblower when it works.
You gotta come behind it anyway and shovel and clean it off anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What? Oh, I don't get that anal with it.
It never gets down to the bottom. Well, what's the point? Because it's gonna freeze in a freaking track, and then that's it.
Oh, no. So, well, you have a southern exposure, too. We have a southern exposure. As long as I clear it out early, the sun will heat my my driveway enough where it's all melted off. It's not a big deal.
Oh, no, not ours. I get the middle finger.
Oh, really? No, ours is good. Where my neighbors, they're kind of screwed because the sun doesn't hit their driveway, so theirs is always covered in snow where mine's always clear.
Why are we talking about this misery? Isn't this year bad enough?
What's that?
Why are we talking about this misery? Isn't this year been bad enough? It's like we're conjuring it. It's like, oh, you want it? You want it? Here you go.
Yeah. You will come to me. Please don't. I haven't even brought my pool pump in yet. If that thing freezes, it's going to crack. I say that every year hoping it does, and it doesn't.
Well, leave it out. Eventually it will.
No, I can't. I'll feel guilty. Even though I don't swim in the stupid pool. It's not a cheap pump either. It's a saltwater pump, so I gotta bring it in. Kind of sucks. Yeah, I hate that pool. It takes up too much of my yard. That's it. That's all I had. All right,
See what happens when we don't have video games to talk about?
I know.
we get the snow.
It just brought us down. All right, I got something here. Let me stop and start again here real quick. Hit start again here. People relate with that kind of stuff. I actually kind of wrote something. I kind of got on a weird kick. Oh, well, we kind of talked a little bit. Here's where I go. Make your own movies. Hollywood is dead.
Oh, yeah, we got that.
That wasn't gruesome at all. But then I did have a question. Why? I'm trying to figure out why is Hollywood so freaking insane? Because I don't give a crap what side of the fence they're on politically, but they're so insane about it. Like, oh my God, this is it, or, you're all going to die, or we're going to asshole. And I got thinking of Tom Cruise. And, and I've actually thought about this a lot. I don't even need my book for this crap. Do you think Tom Cruise has had kissed for so long and been told he is so awesome for so long that he thinks he actually is that way? Like, he does all his own stunts. The guy's crazier than crap. People try to make him sound like a bad guy, but he doesn't actually seem like a bad guy. I've actually heard good things about him. But do you think he just does all that stuff because he's had, like, these Scientology people up his ass for so long saying how great he is and everything, where he just thinks that's life? Like, he is great?
I do believe he's been brainwashed that way, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's brainwashing. Yeah.
Well, Leah Remini came out with all that. She exposed them all. She basically said that he was brainwashed.
Oh, yeah, I've watched a lot of her stuff. It's actually it's sad, actually, is what it is.
I mean, it's good for her that she got out of there before she was too far gone.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing about Tom Cruise is, what do you hear about him?
Well, like the time when he was talking about his kid, when he was married to Katie Holmes, he jumped on the couch with Oprah Winfrey. Everyone was like, oh, he's crazy. I'm thinking to myself, he's excited.
I never saw crazy in that. He was happy.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Well, I took it as he was living it up for the show. Like, I'm sure he wasn't jumping on everyone's couch to ask him about the kid. Yeah, I never understood. I don't have a problem with him, but I do think he's a little brainwashed is probably the best way to say it. I don't want to say he's a little loopy in the head because he's just being the way he was warped.
No, I think they worked on him for so many years that he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, they never say a bad thing about him. They probably talk him up all the time.
And he's never in like the public eye. He's never like out there he comes out when he has a new movie, he does his tour, and that's that.
Yeah, and then years and years ago, he was still married to Nicole Kidman. They were in London or something, and they came out for like a press junket or something, and so many people were rushing the fence, the gate or something. There was a couple of kids that were getting like crushed really bad, like one of them fell down. So he ran over there, grabbed them, pulled them over the gate and everything, basically to save them. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a good guy right there. I mean,
him being brainwashed Doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form.
No.
So if he's going to be a good guy, be a good guy. If that's what it took to get you to be a good guy, fine, whatever.
Yep. I mean, do I think Scientology is a fruitcake of a place and, in my opinion, should be shut down? Absolutely, because some of the dirty crap I've heard is just wrong. But as of Tom Cruise himself, I don't know if he's even aware of all that crap.
See, he could be a victim in all of it, too. I mean, he could be the ultimate, like, I don't know how to say it, the ultimate bargaining chip for them. Like, oh, we got Tom Cruise, let's get more.
Yeah. Well, they got...
Well, Travolta was in there, too.
Travolta. They got a lot of actors and actresses. Some people have actually wondered if Travolta, they have dirt on him. Because I've heard he's actually wanted to get out, and people think that there's dirt on him.
I think they have the...
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it out loud, but that's the dirt.
It's the rumor out there that they have that kind of thing on him. That's why he can't get out.
Which is funny, because who cares if he's gay? In today's world especially.
It wouldn't even matter. I can't watch Pulp Fiction now. No, that's not this stupid.
Yeah. It's that's like saying I can't. Well, I don't know how you feel about the show, but How You Met Your Mother, I like that show. Barney is the best male slut there is. The guy's gay in real life. But he plays it well.
But see, it's called acting.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Now you can't do that because everybody you play has to be who you are.
Yeah. So I was watching guest panel thingy of Bob's Burger where they did a reading. I didn't know the wife was a dude.
Oh, Eugene Merman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a stand-up. He's funny. He had some good stuff.
It was weird seeing him do the voice.
Voices on there, doesn't he? Doesn't he do the kids too?
He might do one of the kids. There's
no, because he definitely does the male child. He definitely does that. But I thought he did the other daughter too.
Well, one of the
not the one with the ears, the one with the glasses, I think.
Well, a dude does the one with the glasses is not him, I don't think, but it is another guy.
Yeah.
The one with the ears is some girl who does. She was
in Toy Story, yeah.
Was she in Toy Story?
Yeah, she was Trixie the Triceratops.
Oh my God, yes. It's funny because whenever I hear her name, it's distinctive. Angie and I we binged all the way through Last Man on Earth, and she's a main character in that.
Oh, all 2 seasons. How'd you ever manage that?
It was 2 seasons. Hey, we're busy. It's hard for us to binge through stuff.
There was only so far you could go with that because he wasn't the last man on Earth very long. There's like 15 other people there on the show then.
I guess this is are you ever, excuse me, are you ever going to watch it?
No.
So there's, it's kind of weird. So, all right, I'm going to say a bunch of spoilers here for anyone who's listening, but so the guy from Mad Men who also was in Baby Driver.
Oh, John Hamm.
Hamm, thank you. I was going to say Mark Hammond, but obviously that's not his CSI person. Hamm, he's in it for like 2 seconds, and it's hilarious how he dies. A bunch of people just die in it, but I mean, it's... Oh,
it's like Mars Attacks. Well, let's just kill celebrities.
I like Mars Attack, and I think Last Man on Earth might have did it better, actually. And I actually like Mars Attack.
Mars Attack is a fun movie. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah, it's its own little thing. Actually, the writing in... The guy who plays... I can't think of his name. It's Tandy. He goes by Tandy because there's another guy who has the same name, so he gets screwed going by his middle name, which is Tandy. He plays his role... They had to have a psychiatrist on that show because I don't like watching cringy stuff, which I think we've talked about before. There's times where I can't watch because he is so cringy. And then all of a sudden, there's another scene where you realize you're like, oh, this is because he was isolated for so long by himself before he met somebody. There's times where you're watching, you're like, this is ridiculous. I'm done watching. And then the next scene, you're like, oh my God, that was actually really played really well. And then, like right to the last episode or last scene of the first episode, he rips the airbag out of the truck he has, and he paints a bullseye on the rock because he's lost it. You know, he's the only person left, and he's driving as fast as he can, and he's just about to hit the rock, and all of a sudden he sees smoke in the distance, and he steers the thing away, and that's how they Well, that's almost how they end it. He actually goes and finds the girl. He daydreams that it's the hot chick from, oh God, Baywatch. The dark-haired one, though, not the blonde.
Yasmin Bleeth?
No, from the Rock movie. A.D. is her initials.
Oh, my love, Alexandra Daddario?
Yes, that's her. He
My angel?
daydreams it's her, and it turns out to actually be the chick who voices the girl with the ears, the Triceratops chick. But
I'm trying to think of her name, and I know her face, but I just can't place her name.
yeah, she's got this weird squishy face. The face, I mean, it sounds mean. I'm not trying to be mean about it. She just has a comical face.
The face matches the voice, yes.
Yeah, yes, it does. It matches perfectly. I mean, not like mine where, you see this gorgeousness and I got this high-pitched voice.
And I'm kind of the opposite. Hey, that sounds pretty good. Look at that fat pig, Jesus. That guy must be a stud. Oh, God, what happened to him?
I see you still got your confidence up.
I have no reason to bring it up. Why bother?
But it's a good. The one guy who is in Meet the Millers, Jason
Sudeikis?
Yeah. He's this Tandy guy's brother in it. He's in space actually. He's like the last person left in space, or he's the only person up there with some worms. Like there's one worm left and it dies, and he's about ready to kill himself, and he turns out one of the worms must have gave birth or something. He's like, there's life and whatever, and there's a lot more to it than that. But so he uses an eject pod and actually makes it back down to Earth, and that whole thing is crazy as crap. And then the whole thing just ends where Jason finds this truck that can do heat mapping or whatever, because there's still satellites in the sky and stuff. And he sees this big heat signature. He's like, it can't be a herd of animals. Because all of a sudden things start showing back up, like they see a cow. Because there's nothing. There's no cows, no birds, nothing. Like, so it's just things start reappearing. And they go to find it, and there's nothing there. Turns out there was people under the ground in like some bunker, and it ended right there with them all in this orchard deciding we're not going to go any further. They're always trying to chase the next dream where to live, because there's a group of them. And they're just like, you know what, we're, home is where you're at kind of thing, the usual message. And they're sitting there, and all of a sudden, here's all these people that came out of the ground wearing these gas masks, and they end it right there. And to be honest with you, that's perfect. It's perfect where it was. There was supposed to be another season, but it got canceled. But I would have actually been fine with if those people with the gas masks didn't come out, because it was like enough people to fill a small village. And I'm like, well, it really takes away from the whole premise of Last Man on Earth. I mean, having a group of like 7 or 8 was fine, but
$100.
Yeah, no, if not more. And then rumor has it that I read part of the script and a synopsis of it, and it went off the rails big time. So as far as movies being canceled, that was a good one to cancel where it was. I actually enjoyed it up until that point.
Well, it's funny. I don't have Netflix. I don't watch it, but I see the articles written about it. I thought Fox canceled shows with a heavy hand. Netflix will cancel everything at the drop of a hat.
Oh, yeah, I've heard things about them. And they're huge right now. I guess their viewership has gone way up because of this COVID crap. Squishy crap.
Well, of course, you're going to stare at whatever the hell you can on screen, right? And
Yeah.
you have whatever the hell you can find, because it's all this stuff garbage. I was watching it. I had it for a while. It's all crap.
I have... you should look at your Google Play and music app. See if it updated to Google TV yet.
Mm-hmm.
If it did, like you guys have, you have Spectrum TV, right?
Yeah.
So if you have an account to sign into, which you do, if you don't, you can sign one up. But we have DirecTV. That app, you can go in and put all your stuff. So like I have Disney Plus, ESPN++, National Geographic, because it came with it, because no one probably orders it otherwise. And we have Netflix, Hulu, all a bunch of crap. But it's always a bitch because everything's everywhere. And my TiVo actually did this feature, and it's really nice. I'm kind of glad my phone does it now. But the Google TV app, you sign into all your different things, and it pulls them all into one area. And then you can make a watch list of what you want. And I actually kind of like that. I don't even know what's on what, and I don't even care. I'm just like, oh, well, that show, I don't care where it is. I like it. The only downfall is I have the cheap Hulu. It was the ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, Hulu.
Oh, yeah, the package.
Yeah, it was only $13. Oh, and National Geographic. We're all like, it was like $13 a month for all of that. And I'm like, well, I don't care about 2/3 of that, but you know what? Screw it. There's enough in there. And turns out I'm watching Hulu a lot more than I thought. It doesn't bother me having the commercials in there either, because it tells you in the corner how many there are going to be. So it'll say like 1 of 3 or 2 or 3, you know, where it'll say how many there are though at that break. If it says 4, it's bathroom time. If it says 2, it's get a drink time. It's funny how much I don't mind commercials anymore. But when I don't know how many there are going to be, then I find it irritating. I don't know what it is. I think just having that number up there in Hulu makes the deal for me. Plus, I don't know how you feel about Bob's Burger. I like Bob's Burger. It
You know, I like the stuff they did. I don't like Bob's Burgers as much.
Now, don't get me wrong. The guy who voices Bob, I don't care for that dude at all. But once again, I try to separate the
Art from the artist.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the art from the artist. Yeah.
H. John Benjamin. I've liked him in Dr. Katz and Home Movies and all kinds of good ones. I don't dig the Bob's Burgers. I don't know what it is.
That's the thing. And it's a funny thing. It's the same thing for me the other way. I don't know what it is. I like it for some reason.
Oh well.
But
it's a very successful program.
Then they have.
I've just been anti-TV for a couple of years now. I only really watch a couple things.
Well, I watch it on my phone, so it's not really TV. See, I cheated that system.
I can't watch anything on my phone. I just get irritated.
Really?
Yep. Like, this was not meant to be watched on this tiny little device, and I throw it to the side.
Cartoons. You can watch those on your phone.
Yeah.
Cartoons, I don't mind.
If I can't watch it on the TV screen, I don't need to watch it.
So the funny thing is I'm kind of the opposite of how it should be, because I actually don't disagree with what you just said. I just don't seem to do it that way. For me, I watch a lot of YouTube on my big 4K TV hanging on the wall, and then I'm watching movies on this little 5-inch screen. So now, and when I say that, I realize how ridiculous that sounds, because I should be watching it the other way around. And I do. I watch a lot of YouTube. The cool thing is I have a Chromecast on my TV, though, so with that Google Play thing, I could just sit there and go, oh, this looks good. So like Bloodshot, or whatever the frick it's called. What is it called?
Bloodshot.
Oh, I did say something right for once. There's a first. For that one, I started watching it on my phone, and I'm like, oh, these graphics are pretty good. So it was nice. I was able to say, hey, cast it to the TV, and then boom, it came up on the big screen. I watched it up there. I watched Terminator Dark Fate the other day. I didn't hate it like everybody else did. Was it the best one? Absolutely not. But I don't know if it was the worst. Here's the problem with Terminator. I have my Terminators up here, and I have my Terminators down here, and there's nothing really in between. Terminator 1 and 2 are fantastic.
And that's where it should have ended. Even though I do like 3.
Which one was 3?
3 was Rise of the Machines. The female Terminator.
Yeah, I didn't care for that one as much.
It was okay. Salvation, I like most of it.
Yeah, the beginning part mainly.
Basically everything until the horribly CGI Arnold comes into play.
Yeah. Yep.
This is near the end, but I like the idea of that part showing the war. I like that part.
Yeah, I thought that was good. Yeah,
Dark Fate was just so many bad decisions in one movie. It was.
I thought the story was good. I thought the acting.
There was a story?
Well, with the whole premise of it wasn't Skynet anymore. All they did was they changed the future, but they didn't hold off the future. So I kind of liked the whole idea of I liked it. What I didn't like was the writing. The writing was atrocious. I feel like the actors did what they could with the acting. And because there was times where Linda Hamilton said her line and you could just see her eyes roll in the back of her head going, you're kidding me. This is what I got to say.
Oh, yeah, I felt like that with she had I have to say this.
Yeah, because you could tell even she didn't give a crap. But you know what? I don't blame the actors. I didn't think it was a horrible movie. I thought that was horrible writing. But for some reason, and that's why I have 2 levels of Terminator, because Terminator will always be an 80s movie for me, even the newer ones that come out. And with 80s movies, I always had I had here and here. It wasn't good and bad. It was just great, and yeah, they were there, and I watched them.
You killed John in the first 2 seconds. Pissed me off.
It did me too, but I got over it.
Like, because there was no reason to. It didn't have to happen.
Well, I think for that movie it did. I mean, as a whole, it didn't have to happen.
There's no reason for John to die. You could still have this new person come in and be a savior, because John would be older. Maybe he needs a new, second in command, a new captain or whatever. But of course, you have to get rid of him.
I will admit that was a shock.
Terminator's going to be a curtain salesman.
I love that part. I actually absolutely believe that part, because he's just a robot. It's not I'm a masculine dude who's going to go be a lumberjack. It's just, this is what I happen to end up doing. I love that part. I actually really like that part.
He couldn't have been a farmer.
Nah, it wouldn't have been good. That wouldn't have been as good, because you're not secluded then.
Oh, because you can't have a farm living by yourself?
What are you farming?
Who are you selling curtains to if you're secluded?
Well, I guess I see your point. I don't know. I liked it.
You could sell corn and feed and stuff and still be secluded. If you can sell goddamn curtains and still be secluded. No, it was about taking him and making him a big joke. That's what it was.
I don't know. I like that part. I felt like him being the carpet or curtain guy, whatever he was, when he disappeared because he wasn't coming back, he was just another speck off the earth that didn't matter. Farmer, you're leaving an imprint. I don't know. I couldn't do the farm.
Wouldn't it make more sense that if he really was like, oh, I'm sorry I had to kill John, that he would leave a imprint, a positive imprint, which would be farming, not drapes?
Well, no, because he didn't develop that sense of...
It was stone dumb.
I don't know. I liked it. Well, that's how movies
that's
are.
You. I'm just saying. I'm just saying you're
wrong.
Typical internet. Opinions got to be wrong. No, hey, good for you. You're one of the 5 that enjoyed it.
That's true. I am one of the 5. I do not deny that. I'm not saying it was a great movie. I am absolutely by not. I'm just saying it's not as bad as that it was made out to be. Because it was made out to be literally the worst movie ever made. And I've seen Dumb and Dumber.
Always take that with a grain of salt too, because the internet is, if it's not the best thing you've ever seen, it's the worst. So you gotta sift through that crap. But it's not good. It wasn't even well made, I don't think.
I thought, there was parts. I liked the end. I liked the... Problem is the parts I liked were ripoffs of T2. So like the end, that was T2. Guy. Yeah. The whole, in the beginning where they're chasing each other down, that was T2. That reminded me of the whole truck chasing the motorcycle down type of deal. Yeah. Even at the end where they had that... Well, actually, that was T3. Where the truck with the weird topper on it or whatever. So there's a lot of stolen stuff from other movies. I like Genesis better. I was one of the 4 of that one. I liked Genesis.
I didn't hate Genesis, but the John Connor twist that they spoiled in the trailers and stuff was... You shouldn't have spoiled that.
I never saw the trailers. That was the best part.
Well, there you go.
Like, that movie was out for rental when I didn't even know it hit the theaters yet.
But they just like making John Connor into garbage lately, don't they?
I'd be honest with you, I thought Genesis was a nice touch.
He's a bad guy now?
Yeah. Well, it really wasn't John Connor, though.
Well, he killed him and took him over his...
Yeah, it was really a robot at that point.
Yeah.
I felt that was a nice touch. I liked it better than him getting Arnold Schwarzenegger's heart. Or not Arnold's heart, the other Terminator's heart. I don't know what model he was.
Oh, Worthington?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the end of Salvation. We don't talk about the end of Salvation.
That's why when you said it, I'm like, you mean the beginning? Yeah, that was kind of bad. I like that movie too. I don't know. You know what? I like apocalyptic movies. I think that might be what it is. I think I look for the good.
There wasn't enough to like about Dark Fate for me anyway.
I like Arnold. What was the movie? Was it The Rundown?
He's not even really in it much, though.
No, he wasn't, but I smiled when he was.
Yeah, because he's a big joke now. He sells curtains.
That was awesome, damn it. Because now he can walk around and go, the curtains match the drapes.
God. Yeah, that's that whole Marvel level filmmaking. Let's just make a big joke out of everything.
I liked it.
Good.
What
Hey,
was
go buy it.
what was the movie where he is in this town? Johnny Knoxville's in it and stuff.
Oh, Last Stand.
Last Stand, yeah. I like that. He gets the crap kicked out of him, and he goes into that one shop and stuff, and the guy's asking, he goes, how's it going? He's like, I'm just too old for this. I thought it was perfect, because I think that might have been his first movie after he was governor, and he couldn't film anything while he was governor, because...
No, I think that was right after The Expendables made him an action hero again. I think that one came
That's
out.
right, he did do The Expendables. It was more of a cameo at that point, though. He wasn't in it, like, in 2 and 3.
No, the first one, he was just that one scene where he was in the church.
Yeah, because a lot of people flipped their nut thinking he was going to do that while he was governor.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, you're governor, you don't have time for this. Because I think it was because he was on the right side of politics at the time. It was,
Oh, probably.
I had to squeeze that in there. Which is funny because Chris Pratt's married to his daughter.
Yeah.
But I love that. I like campy in... No, not campy even. I just like...
The Last Stand was a fun action movie. That's all it was supposed to be, and that's all it was.
Yeah, but even like the writing in Dark Fate when Linda Hamilton's first on the screen, or Sarah Connor's first on the screen, and she goes, "I will be back." You could tell she did not want to deliver that line, but she did the best she could with it. That I didn't care for. I got what they were trying to do, but I didn't like that.
Yes, it's constant winks and nods and callbacks, because we're not Terminator fans in the audience. So treat us like idiots.
But now when Arnold knew he wasn't coming back and made the comment, I was okay with that, though, because that's Arnold's line. I actually like it more when he says it in movies that have nothing to do with Terminator.
Last Action Hero.
Mm-hmm. All right, first of all, the game, the soundtrack, and the movie all rocked.
Oh, loved it. I love Last Action Hero. I won't deny it. I won't hide it.
Yep. I would love to see that remastered on 4K. I would buy it. Give me all the extras. I don't care if it was dumb. Just give me extras. Give me a where you can change the audio track so it's doing the commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the commentary. I'd love to hear all that. I would buy that. Give me a box set. Screw it. Give me the movie ticket in the box set. I think they did do... I think I might actually have the movie ticket. Yeah, I got the soundtrack. I got a movie ticket. I feel like I got an action figure, a non-posable one, of the kid.
I got movie, soundtrack, poster, all the toys, the car.
They had a car?
Yep, they had a car. It flipped over like when he goes through the... He goes on 2 wheels between the trucks.
Yeah.
The toy has a 3rd wheel underneath it that does that, and you can roll it on its side.
Shut up. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. I love that toy line. I never got Evil Eye Benedict, because that was like when the movie had bombed and all the toys were gone. He came out,
Yeah.
so I've never been able to find him, but I would like to get him still.
You know, the funny thing is, anyone who's seen that movie, though, you ask them about it, they're like, that movie was great. And they all say the same thing. And the soundtrack's fantastic.
Here's the problem. It came out, I think it was a week after Jurassic Park, so it was bound to get just smooshed.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, people go in expecting an Arnold actioner, and it's actually a parody. And you're like, what?
It was still action, though. It was good.
Oh, yeah, I liked it a lot. Always did. Always from the back. Back then, I loved it.
That was one of the greatest parts about having a video store was there was movies I didn't even know were coming out. And we didn't have a good business. I mean, it was slow. I would play everything. I mean, if it was rated R, I'd hit pause while someone came in. After a while, I figured out I got a switcher, and I could actually switch between movies, so I'd have something that wasn't so bad, and then my movie I was watching, and switch between them. But, like Clerks, it never failed. If I put a movie in that had swearing in it, we were busy. I put Clerks in, I swear to God, it was one of the best nights we had. I ended up having to rent the movie out of it. I didn't get to finish it at first. Because someone's like, is that Clerks? I'm like, yeah, can I rent it? I'm like, yeah.
Does it look like you can rent it? Get lost.
Yeah. I'm watching it. Can't you see that? You're watching Tarzan.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Yeah. Oh my God, I said that so many times back then. Of course, it was true, because I wasn't supposed to be there half the time. It's amazing getting hard work back. It was hard to get good workers back then. Yeah. God, that was a good movie. I watched the reboot. That's a little tougher to watch.
Which one, Jay and Silent Bob reboot?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go anywhere near that. The trailer was horrendous.
The movie's better than the trailer. But not by much in certain areas.
See, so I couldn't be. Ever since Kevin Smith started smoking pot, his career went down-ish.
You know, it's funny. The guy had a heart attack. He was very against drugs and stuff, especially because his best friend Jason Mewes almost dying from this stuff. Or going out of control. I shouldn't say maybe almost dying, but going out of control.
No, he probably was pretty close to death, I'm sure.
Yeah, no kidding. Mewes cleans up his act, other than pot, of course. But, when you're already so far gone, I guess that's much better. And then Silent Bob, yeah. Smith starts smoking it and has a heart attack, and he keeps smoking it. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you want to eat pot brownies and stuff? Okay, fine. But why are you... breathing in inhalants is not a good idea.
Especially since you make movies about Nazi sausages and all that other crap.
Nazi sausages?
Yeah, it was one of the movies he made.
What movie is that? Literally called Nazi sausages, or?
No, that's just all I remember. Damn, I can't remember the name of it. Came out after that one with the walrus. Tusk.
I don't know that one either.
Yeah, see... This is exactly what happens when you start smoking pot. You make movies like Tusk and Nazi sausages.
Wow, I did not know about that. I heard about Mallrats 2.
How are you going to do a Mallrats 2?
Have you seen Shannon Darch lately?
What's the storyline in that going to be? The first one didn't have a story. Just a bunch of crap that happened in a mall.
Yeah, but that's what worked for it. It's exactly why they don't need to do it again, though.
Can pre-pod Kevin Smith write it?
I don't think anyone could write it. It's like the Blair Witch. I haven't seen the sequel, so I shouldn't maybe fairly do this, but I like to talk about things I don't know what I'm talking about. Blair Witch 2, from its horrible reviews, I can understand. One of the reasons I haven't watched it is because you can't redo Blair Witch, the first one. Cloverfield probably did the best job of redoing that kind of run and gun shoot.
Yeah, but Cloverfield 2 wasn't handheld.
No, Cloverfield itself. I'm saying Cloverfield itself, the first one.
Yeah, gotcha.
That one probably was... Because once you've done the handheld, how do you do it again? But Cloverfield did a good job of it. But the second Blair Witch, I did watch parts of it, and I'm like, what? This sucks. I thought it was going to be maybe like they found more footage or something. What'd you say?
Oh, whoops, there's another tape here. Dust it off.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be like. Or I thought maybe someone else went looking for them and it was going to be kind of the same thing. I mean, let's face it, all the Friday the 13th are the same thing, and they're enjoyable. So I thought maybe...
Didn't Book of Shadows involve somebody to go and look for her? No, that was the new one. My mistake.
There was another one?
Yeah, a newer one. Just called Blair Witch. It's not any good.
Well, the first one's no good after you watch it the first time.
And you made it to the end, which means you are awesome. Feel free to go over to TalkTroopers.com, and if you'd like to do the intro of the show or the outro of the show and drop your own podcast name or video, feel free to do that. Obviously, keep it clean. I don't want to have to edit that stuff out. It takes long enough to edit these as they are, but other than that, enjoy.